In the beginning of 2026, I set out to do 4 simple goals. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing how I used this, my 2026 Moleskine Weekly Notebook, in order to help me keep track of those goals and also ensure that I accomplish them. Before we get any further in the video, I want you to drop down in the comments and let me know what are some goals that you've been trying to pursue in 2026. And if in this video, it helps you take at least one step closer to that goal, I want you to go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Let's jump straight into the video. So for my planner, I use the Moleskine Weekly Notebook. Here I have it in the color red, and I've added some stickers just to give it some personality, and it speaks just a little bit about where I've been or what I've come across in 2026. The reason I chose this weekly planner is because I love the layout. Like, I have tried different kinds of notebooks over the years, and this one, it just really works for me. Like, I really love and enjoy exactly how I can use this week to week in keeping me on track of my goals. So as we open this up, what I want to do is I want to begin with the covers. All my notebooks, it doesn't matter if it's a planner, if it's a journaling notebook, if it's my diary, if it's a pocket notebook like I have right here, I always put in the beginning and at the end 2 sayings. This is not original to me. I stole this from Johann Bach, the great composer. And at the beginning and end of every single composition he would create, he wrote with these 2 sayings. So the first saying is JJ. It says Jesu Juva, which means Jesus help. And the reason I put this at the beginning is because it's a cry for help to God. That whatever I'm writing in this book, I recognize like I have to be utterly dependent upon God. And so that always goes at the beginning of every single notebook that I have. Now on the back, it's similar. This is the other saying that he has, and it is SDG, Soli Deo Gloria. This means to God alone be the glory. It's to signify that at the end of everything in this notebook, from the very beginning to the very end, all of it is for the glory of God alone. This is how I want all of my notebooks to begin at the front cover, right? And then I want it to end. Now here in the back, I just got this pocket, has a bunch of random stuff in it, but let's go back to the front really quickly. So at the end of this last page in the cover, I want this saying right here, Coram Deo. And this means before the face of God. And it's just this recognition that, look, it doesn't matter what I do in life. All of it is before the face of God, meaning he's a God who sees all things. Nothing is hidden from his sight. And if that's true, then so help me God. Let me walk before him with complete blamelessness, right? In integrity, in truth, so that everything, whether it comes to the covers of my notebook to the very end, all of it is before the face of God, that I'm walking before him to be blameless, like it says in Genesis 17, verse 1. So that's everything when it comes to the covers of my notebook. Now let's get to the content on the inside, which is actually the most important stuff. So when it comes to the structure of my notebook, it has like all of these information pages here at the beginning. It has a yearly calendar view, as well as like a monthly view, and then you have your 52 weeks, week by week by week, and then at the very end it had some blank pages that I turned into a place where I can track my goals. So that's exactly where I want to start actually. So let's go to the very back, the very back of the book. I have written down for me all of my goals for 2026. So as you can see here, my catch-all goal, it's the name of this channel, it's the goal of this channel, is to be found faithful. There's specific areas that I want to be found faithful in, with my mind, with my body, with my soul, and in my ministry. And so what exactly do I mean by that? Well, I wrote it down below. So the first one is that I would be found faithful in my daily reading, and that by the end of the year, I will have read 36 books. Now, right now, I believe I'm at 16 books for the year, and we're at the end of May, so I'm actually ahead of schedule when it comes to this goal. My second one is I said I want to be found faithful in my daily exercise, and the goal is that at the end of it, I would reach 155 pounds. I have been working out consistently, and I have even hit my goal of 155, but I'm kind of going up and down right now with hitting like 158 to 162. Like I'm just like up and down right now. I have a family vacation this week on the beach in Florida. So just know, after this vacation, I gotta lock back in. My third goal is to be found faithful in my daily quiet time. And so this is for my soul. I want to finish at the end of the year my 52-week devotional. And this is a devotional that I have right here on the side. I'm going to pull it up. It's called Glorifying God and Enjoying God. Glorifying and Enjoying God. It's a 52-week devotional through the Westminster Catechism. And my goal is to finish that by the end of the year. And now, before I share my last goal, let me just say this. Like, if you are watching this right now and you're thinking, well, of course you're going to hit your goals. Like, they seem not that crazy. And to your credit, I would say you're absolutely right. I wanted to oversimplify what I was going to shoot for this year and focus more on daily faithfulness. Daily faithfulness to show up. I actually made a video talking about this more in depth, and you can check it out here, right over here, clicking on this card, or I'll even put it in the description down below. But it's about using a method that helps me accomplish my goals in being simple, honest, and consistent. That's how I'm going to accomplish it in 2026. I hope that would be a blessing to you. So for my last goal, it was that I would be found faithful in ministry, but specifically my digital witness. So this YouTube channel, and what that would look like is that at the end of the year, I would post 52 YouTube videos. Now, here's the thing. I'll be honest. Originally, I meant that I was going to do 52 long form videos like this that you're watching right now. But as I've been tracking them, I've been doing both long form and short form video. So honestly, I will hit this goal fairly soon. However, I'm kind of debating on this, but if I'm able to get into a rhythm, I know that I can possibly shoot for 52 long form videos by the end of the year. However, that would mean, right, increasing the amount of long form videos that I'm putting out per week. Right now, I put out one video a week on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. And that seems like a really good, healthy rhythm for me. But hey, I'm open. If you guys are wanting to see more long form videos, please let me know down in the comments. That really helps me know, like, is this something worth aiming for in the future? So thank you so much for taking the time to comment below. Now, what I want to show you is, here are my goals. How exactly do I track these goals? So we're gonna go look at that right now. So there's a saying about forgetfulness, and it's out of sight, out of mind, which means that if something is not frequently looked at or observed, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna be forgotten. So in years past, like, I would look at my lofty goals, I would make them, but I would never take the time during my week or even in a month to just go back to them and then see how I'm progressing. And so ultimately, because I'm not looking at them, I would forget about them and nothing would ever get done. So what I've done in order to change that is, like, I needed a place where I could look at these goals daily. So that's why I put them here at the very end of this planner notebook. But also I needed a place where I can keep track of them. So what I'm going to show you now is my tracker, month by month tracker. So I have it here, starts in January, we got February, we got March, April, and May, where we are right now. And so I will say, I make this myself. It was completely blank. I got out my ruler that I have here in the back. Oh no, where is it? There it is. I get my ruler right here. I use this to create lines to then have a tracking document. Each page represents a month of the year, and written across the top are 4 goals that I want to accomplish. I have reading, exercise, quiet time, and ministry. Now notice, I don't put at the end goal, right? Like, I don't put the end goal on this page. Like, I'm not trying to get that here on this page. I can just turn to the very back and focus on my goals. Like, I don't write the 52 videos, I don't write the 155 pounds, I don't put the 36 books, none of that, right? Instead, what I'm trying to accomplish here is just get a picture of daily faithfulness. It's showing, hey, what are the daily steps that I'm taking in order to align myself with those goals at the back. And so here's the thing. Like, there is no judgment here. All I'm doing is just putting what happened. Like, I can assess the data later and make changes week to week, but what actually happens in this weekly view, that's everything that I want to see right here. I've been consistent in my quiet time. You can see that in the passages of scripture that I'm reading, the devotional I'm going through, maybe some simple days of just prayer. And then this last column of ministry, I'm just taking little steps every single day to be a faithful witness online through this YouTube channel. Again, they're not exhaustive. Some days I do more than what I can do, like written in this little box, but what matters is that there's proof that guess what I'm doing? I'm taking steps every single day towards my goal. As another example, I see that on my exercise, I have times. Typically it's on the weekends or maybe my Tuesday and Thursdays in between when I don't do jujitsu, I'm not hitting my exercise goal. That's why it's written as inactive, inactive, inactive. And so that's an indicator to me that, man, I need to be more intentional on those days or on those weekends in my weekly view. And so let's actually turn there to look and see what that looks like. So this right here is my weekly view, but I also think this is where things get a little bit interesting. If you didn't know, I am many things. I'm a husband, I'm a father, a YouTuber, but I'm also a college minister. So what you're going to discover is that on my weekly view, I have kind of a mix of things, both for my personal side, like my goals, my personal tasks, and then that for my work at Fielder Church as the college minister. So this means then that what I have here, I have to be super intentional, like hyper intentional to schedule in my own personal goals in my day. Otherwise, guess what? It's going to be out prioritized by the work related tasks that I have with Fielder. So this is why the weekly view is really important. Let me just break this down. Here on the left side, you have the week in view. This is every single day, Monday to Sunday. Every single day, I highlight maybe 3 to 5 tasks, whether that be personal or whether that be related to work, on which I need to get done that day in order to progress towards my goals. Now, here on the right side though, these are more of like, I'm looking in the future. Here are some important things that I need to make sure I get done. Sometimes I'll drag them into my, if it's really important, I'll drag it and make sure it gets signed into the day, or I'll just, as these get done, I'll check them off. This is me literally planning right now. I already planned it. This is actually me recording Be Found Faithful 21. And so we got to still edit this, then I got to schedule this, and then we move on to cutting it down, editing the short form and scheduling those, and then even writing the Substack for this Sunday. I had a financial overview that I needed to do with Farah about our finances. We got that done. And the main reason we needed to do it because we're going on summer trips. We got Navarre and the staycation in July. So that got done. Look, we're heading towards our goals. We're accomplishing the things that we need to get done. And then here at the very bottom, I have my current readings. I'm still reading through Well of Ascension. I just finished Garden City, so I gave it a check mark. I was not feeling Shoe Dog. It's about the original founder of Nike, Phil Knight. I liked it at first, and then it was just kind of dragging on, so I X'd it. It's on my did not finish. I'm going through a devotional on Pray the World, started Holes, reading Family Discipleship for work, reading The Multiplication Effect for work, and then because I'm just crazy, I added another book called Tale of Three Kings that I'm listening to on my way to and from the gym. But this is like also keeping track of the goals that I'm wanting to accomplish, which is reading more books, 36 by the end of the year. Just an aside, so I am also not just recording this week to week, what I'm accomplishing, but I want to look at my monthly view, and this is primarily for my reading. I've been reading so much this year, and so in my monthly view, I actually write out right here the day that I accomplish or finish out a book. So in January, I read How to Lead Your Family and Following God Fully. And then in February, on the 1st, I read Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, The Gospel Precisely, and Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. In March, I was getting busy. I read Lead with Prayer, Take Back Your Family, Sunrise on the Reaping, Godly Ambition, Tress of the Emerald Sea. And then in April, The Hobbit, Mistborn, Habits of the Household. And now in May, I've finished Of Mice and Men, and I've finished Garden city. And listen, I even made a video about how to read, or how I'm reading more books in 2026. And if you're interested in that, you can check it out right here. Go and read more books and go figure out how you can do that. You can also check out the description down below. So I know that that was a lot, but listen, overall, here's what this has allowed me to do. I am currently on pace to hit the goals that I set out to accomplish for 2026. Here's the thing though, like, it's less about the goals and it's about the type of person that I'm becoming by daily committing to these disciplines. I'm becoming a better reader. I'm becoming healthier physically. I become literally more dependent and intimate with the Lord because I'm spending so much time with Him in my quiet time. I'm becoming a more consistent YouTuber, and by the grace of God, you guys watch and you follow along, and you've been helping me in this journey. Now, if I become those things by the end of 26, regardless if I actually hit my goals, guess what? I'm gonna be satisfied. Why? Because it was never really about the goals. Like, it was about the process. It was about the discipline. It was about being developed over time that allowed me to accomplish these goals. Another way to put it, like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So again, it was never about the destination. It's always been about the journey. And I just want to say a big thank you to many of you who have, in the past 28 days, have said yes to joining me on my journey here on YouTube. Listen, I just celebrated 32 years of life this past Thursday. God has blessed me so much, and one of the greatest birthday gifts that I got was just seeing the fruits of my labor, the effort that I put into trying to be consistent on YouTube, and seeing people enjoy this creative work that I've been putting out there. That has been a blessing to me. And so if you're one of those people who are watching this content right now, but you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I just want to invite you. If this video encourages you, if this video helps you take one step closer to your goals, or if you just like this kind of content, please come join me on this YouTube journey so that way I can help you be found faithful in everyday life. So again, if you enjoy this kind of content, things like spiritual disciplines, notebooks, journals, diaries, pocket notebooks, like if these kind of things encourage you, I want you to check out these videos right here, and I'll see you over there. Peace.